These are the hardest to selective breed shrimps. These are the black fancy tiger shrimps, the hardest shrimps to breed in shrimp hobby. In today's episode, I will try to tell you why they are so hard to breed and tell you how to breed them to get the best results in shrimp breeding. So as I said guys, black fancy tiger shrimps are shrimps with very hard and very difficult genetics. This is due to the fact the way they were created. There is a lot of genetic mixing in the bloodline of those shrimps, and some of the top-notch breeders on the world were working to achieve this type of coloration and this type of patterns for many years. As far as I remember, Vin Shrimp said that creating his own line took him about 8 years to create those beautiful black thunder shrimps. And this is the main reason that this is so hard to create shrimp. The variety of the patterns and some color issues, because you can have both crystal or bee shrimp type coloration and Taiwan Bee coloration. All of these factors will make you have a lot of difficulties with selective breeding of those shrimps, with trying to get the best coloration. And as you can see, the constant selection, constant fight for a good coloration is the thing that you will need to do. There is literally no line on this world that will bring you a constant results, that will bring you only shrimps with desired pattern. Whole of the time you will get some sort of color degradation and you will get a lot of not perfect pattern. If you think that breeding boa shrimps can be difficult if you are talking about selective breeding, you don't know a thing about hardcore breeding shrimps. The hardest shrimps for breeding, for getting the constant results, are these shrimps. Okay guys, so we know the main difficulties and main problems that will go along when we are breeding black fancy tigers. So what are the main factors that I'm concentrating on the black fancy tigers? And you need to know that this tank is before selection. The first thing is the coloration. I'm only interested in pure white and pure black colors on my shrimps. I want this Taiwanish, this type of Taiwan Bee coloration. Thick pigmentation on the shrimp with very nice colors. And this is the first issue that you need to handle, because no matter what you will do, a lot of offspring will come with weaker coloration. They will have some sort of brownish color on their shell, and you need to consider that when you are picking your shrimps. You will never go the pattern before the coloration. And here is the example in difference in those two colors, the brownish color and the thick black coloration on my shrimps. So we know that we only want the beautiful color, and this is the first factor, first thing that we will consider. Another thing is the pattern, and I'm not going for the pattern the way that, for example, Vin Shrimp is going, because he's trying to get those 3 thunders, 3 livings on the back. I'm looking for some sort of balance from black and white. And on the left side you have a shrimp with very nice pattern, and on the right side you got the shrimp with very weak pattern, with a lot of white color. This is another example of shrimp with weak pattern, the pattern that I'm not interested in. I want to have a little bit of gap between the back tail part, that is white, mostly white, and the head. And I also try to achieve a lot of variance on the head. Here is, for example, a shrimp with a little bit too much black, and this one is with nice pattern and weak coloration. Okay guys, I hope that you are enjoying this video, and I have a little project. I have reopened my Patreon page, and I'm trying to post a lot of shrimp information about feeding, about bacteria, and I'm also considering to start posting some other interesting things about my life. So if you are interested in supporting me, you can go to my Patreon page. I will put a link into the description, and there you can try to support me. I'm also considering to do a private session with you, that maybe you will show me some of pictures of your shrimps, some of males, females. I will try to help you to pick up your shrimps, or even try to help you a bit with your tanks if you have some problems. You can let me know what do you think about this idea in comments, and would you be interested in some live streams about shrimp keeping? That would be quite interesting as well. And now we are going slowly to the section of this video that I will try to show you as much of shrimps as I can in this tank, and to discuss some of their patterns and the way they look like. I think this way I will be able to show you the most of my knowledge and the most of interesting and useful information about picking up the shrimps and deciding which shrimp should be bred in future and which one should be culled from the tank. Okay guys, so this is the first young shrimp. As you can see, we have this balance, the black and the whites, and we had very nice coloration. This one is out. The top shrimp in the spot is lovely, it's beautiful, it has also nice legs and very nice balanced pattern. On the other hand, the shrimp in the front had weak coloration. This is another shrimp with very nice tail pattern, but I see a little bit too much of coloration on the head. And here we got some bunch of the shrimps, and in front another shrimp with this one out of focus with too much of white. Here we got a beautiful young shrimp. I think the coloration is very nice. We have very nice legs. I think that this shrimp is very promising, and as you can see, we had a lot of these black and white stripes. This is, I think, a very nice male, and you need to remember the male will have weaker traits than a female. Here we got too much of white on the tail. Here is the sort of shrimp that I was starting with, the right one, with very nice coloration, but a little too much of black in my opinion. The head pattern is quite nice, but I'm lacking of those spots in the middle of the tail, and you can see how many different variants of the shrimp we got. This one has a little bit too much of white, and I think that it's a sort of dancing man pattern. Here we got another very nice shrimp. In my opinion, very good leg coloration, nice pattern, and the right shrimp just had a lack of this black color in the middle of the tail. This one shrimp is for cooling out too much of a white pattern, and we can see this brownish pigmentation. I hope that I'm not going too fast for you guys. And the left one was to cool out. Very nice pattern, a little bit too much of a head white pigmentation. I think that we were watching the shrimp before. Here we got very interesting, very nice young shrimp, a little bit of lack of white coloration in the middle part of the tail, even in the back part, but it won't be called out from the tank. Here we got some problems with coloration, not so good black color on the shrimp, and on this big shrimp I see too much of the white on back. Here is another shrimp. She doesn't want to show off too much, but I can see there is too much of black in the middle part of the tail. Here we got a male, I think, and it had too much of black in the middle. This is quite interesting shrimp. A little bit lack of pattern, but lovely as well. And here is another nice shrimp with good coloration, but a little unfinished backtail pattern. Here we got too much of the white on the head. So as you can see, there is a lot of shrimps that won't get into the criteria, and this is the main problem with black fancy tiger. This one is very nice. This one is very nice, and I love that one. This one, a little bit too much of the white in the middle, and a little too much of white on the head. And this one is lovely. This one is lovely with a little lack of white pigmentation in the pattern on the tail. I know I'm picky, but it's so hard to get a perfect shrimp among the black fancy tigers. And this is lovely pattern. This is the pattern I'm working on, the shrimp in the back, but she's lacking of the coloration, but she got a perfect pattern for me for black fancy tiger. I would love to have the whole tail in this stripes type. And this is very interesting shrimp. You will get some of the offspring of black fancy tiger in this black ninja, and you can use it to enhance the black coloration. So guys, I think that I mentioned a lot of important things, a lot of important clues. How should you Pigio black fancy tigers and how you should do the selective breeding of the shrimps. Sorry that I had to talk so fast, but unfortunately filming shrimp isn't such an easy task, it's hard to get the shrimp with nice angle, with good focus, with good magnification of the video. I hope that this knowledge helped you a lot, and remember, try to look what I'm posting on the Patreon page. Consider supporting me, because each time you support me, you let me do better and better videos, upgrade my gear, and even try to get some new shrimps. And let me know if you would like a second part of this video where I would show you how I selectively pick up some of the shrimps for next breeding phase. And if you are interested in the bacteria I develop, you can click on this link. Thank you for your time and keep on shrimping.